Okay, in the midst of listening to roosters proudly show their bravado, we're going to talk about communicating to men. And I'm going to show you exactly why communicating to men in a regular, straightforward way will never, ever have you peaceful, will never, ever communicate your desire and have him reciprocate, will never, ever bring you the bliss you want. And I'm making this vid because every now and then, and thank you for all of you who continually tell me how much it's changed your lives. I treasure all those comments. But every now and then I get, for sure, a masculine bitch who has to tell me that all this manipulation I'm talking about is just bullshit and that you should just talk to your man and just tell him what you want. It's just straight communication. No, let me give you all the reasons why. So, most of you have talked to your man. You have told him what you want. You have told him what upsets you. You have asked him nicely, why don't you do this? And why do you do this all the time? Like, this upsets me. This bothers me. Has that helped you? Einstein says in his definition of fucking insanity, it is doing the same thing over and over and over when it is not giving you your results. So take inventory. You've been communicating with your man. You know how to speak language. Is it working for you? Is he changing? Is he everything you want him to be? Here's the reason why he's not changing, hearing, receiving, upgrading, being inspired, especially. First, let me clarify one thing. Shifting energies in a negative way would be manipulation. In a positive way would be inspiration. It's just like all those of you say, I don't want to play games. I guaranteed you've played and you've lost because life is a game. It's like the dance, the tango. Do you notice when you push forward or when he leans forward, you back? You go back, and then when you lean forward, he goes back and back. That's just how energies work. And it's wonderful that it does because we can't fuck that up. First of all, if you're having to complain to your man, if you're having to tell him what not to do or what to do, you're already coming from a deficit because he's not doing what makes you happy and he's doing what is hurtful or what makes you unhappy. So a part of you already feels like there's got to be some kind of lack because you're not getting what you want. So when you speak from the mind at that point, you're always speaking with a tinge of, why am I not getting? Which means that will overspill into, what's wrong with me? Which means I'll overspill into, I've got to demand it. Let me say it firm but strong because I listen to all these guys and they're like, state your things, or all these other boss babes, entrepreneur women. It's like, yeah, you don't do this, that's it. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Communication is key and really needs to be as easily as we fit into each other. Do you notice how the penis fits into the vagina really easily? Do you notice there's no maneuvering? Do you notice it just slides in there really nicely? Do you notice there's nothing to figure out? Do you notice, though, however, that us women have to be prepped so that the experience is better, so that we get enjoyment out of it? Do you notice how he has to be aroused in order to even have it to go in there to make you feel a certain way? So both of us need certain communication cues that we receive in order to empower our tool or to be receptive in a very enticing, home-like, can't wait to have this, juices overflowing type way. That's also communication. because when all that's not done, it just doesn't feel good. And of course, when communication is received and given both ways, the heart feels at home. And when the heart feels at home, the heart can be naked. The heart can be vulnerable. And most importantly, the heart feels completely safe. That's what a relationship is supposed to be. Utter safety. So that you can feel you can say and be whoever you are without fear. So how is that going for you with just straight communication to your man? Is it working? Why is there an issue? Let me tell you why. First of all, guys are visual. They're not auditory the way we are. We hear the right words in the right way, said at the right time, and for us, it's open sesame. They've gained access into our heart through our body. For a man, it doesn't matter what the hell you say. That isn't what makes him commit his heart to you. The first source of man's weakness is his eyes. Men are visual. That's how they fall in love first, visually. We fall in love first through what we hear. That's number one. Therefore, when you're complaining and bitching and this and that, that's exactly how he knows you're not going anywhere. So why change? Because visually, that's not even being stimulated. Now, I'm not saying dress up in sexy outfits when you're angry, although that will fucking work. Because at that point, he doesn't even know his last name, let alone what fucking day it is. But you have to understand, a guy physiologically, his mind even, works differently than a woman's mind. His mind, like his organ, works from point A to point B. That's why they don't have patience unless they're really into you to just listen to your whole conversation, where it's going here and there and everywhere, because they just want to get to the point. Just like their organ needs to get to the point. It's about point A to point B. We enjoy the journey of telling the story, the feminine energy ones. The masculine energy ones will want to get to the point. If you tell a man what you want, you're coming from your mind and your logic, and then it has to do battle with his mind and logic. Given that they run mind and logic, that's a competition, and he has to win that. If you win that, you may win what you want, but you'll lose the man, because you can no longer look up to him if he's just obeying what you want. It didn't come from his heart. He didn't even think of it. Therefore, you're telling him what to do, how to do it, and just go have fun with your puppet the rest of your life. Is that what you want? Does that make you feel cherished and special? No. Eventually, you'll get tired of it. You'll want a man who knows everything. Okay, for those men who don't know, or they veered off course and they're in their feminine energy, whatever, are they able to upgrade? Are they able to be inspired to what you want, what you need, and what you don't like? Yeah, fuck yeah. That's called feminine language. By speaking from our power source, which is our feelings, is not a threat to a guy. So when you say, I really like it when you do this. I feel uncomfortable when you do this. I don't like this. This hurts me. Now, this won't work with a femme guy, because you'll say, this hurts me, and he'll go, you're too sensitive. I don't like when you do this. He'll go, well, what the fuck? Can I even be normal? That's going to take some work. But that's mostly also because they're not used to hearing anything that feeds them about what you do love about them. Because in masculine energy, a woman is coming out of fear because she has a soldier mentality. She's looking for things that can go wrong. So she doesn't bother telling him all the things of how it makes her feel that she loves that he does. She just skips over this and goes right into what she doesn't like, because she doesn't get the success of those. Needless to say, you can't talk a certain game and not walk your talk. In other words, you can't not have Empress energy, feminine energy, and just look at him and not say much, and have him want to pounce on whatever it is that you want. So that won't work. But if you want to learn feminine language, if you want to learn how to communicate properly, if you want to be rooted in your feminine energy so success is guaranteed, come to me for a one-on-one. This is not about tips and tricks. This is about anchoring in feminine energy so that everything else that's natural as a byproduct would come out of your mouth in the way that he needs to receive it to get enlarged with effort and other things.